I have visited Milan for the very first time in my life and I've spoken so much English. Let me explain. As I've told you in my videos, I'm from Rome. I have spent almost my entire life here in Rome. I don't take for granted that people know English here. Rome has many different parts. It's immense. And you know, when you're an Italian person visiting an Italian city, an Italian town, you're not considering English at all because, of course, I speak Italian. Why would I need English? But the truth is, I have been gifted a ticket for a concert, for a metal concert at the Alcatraz. It's one of the most frequent venues when there is a concert, when there is a tour, anything. The majority of artists and singers and bands go there. And I took this opportunity to visit the actual city. I didn't have much time. I want to focus on 3 aspects. And aspect number 1 is English is omnipresent. And if you're visiting Milan, it's not the same as visiting Rome, and it wouldn't be the same as visiting Campobasso, as visiting Salento. You won't have the same experience with Italian people. When you speak about areas where there's a lot of tourism going on, there it will be easier to communicate in English. But trust me, when I went to Milan, it was everywhere. People would approach you immediately in English. Even though I'm Italian, they would start in English and they'd say, oh, giusto, sì sì. And I'm quite sure that you wouldn't find the same confidence and that same attitude and that same availability of English speakers and English vocabulary on menus and in every kind of description. I'm not sure you would be able to find that in other parts of Italy with that same easiness, with the same simplicity. It was very, very simple to understand everything. And don't get me wrong, in Rome I've always used Italian, but I've noticed this approach which is much more multicultural in Milan. And whenever I'm in the center of Rome, there's so many different cultures. There are so many different people from all over the world, but somehow in Milan it seemed easier. I don't know. Another thing that truly surprised me is how easy it is to communicate with people from other countries. I had this experience of meeting this guy in front of the Duomo, which I highly recommend also visiting inside. It was wonderful. I was in awe, to be honest. And I had the luck of meeting this guy in front of the Duomo, and he was basically there taking photographs. He was from Georgia, and he started speaking English with me, and he was very, very kind. And he also recommended Castello Sforzesco. It's just, I feel like a thief because it cost €5 to visit inside the entire part of the castle. Like the entire visit was €5. You could visit the outdoor part for free. And there's also a very cute bar, which is all, covered with glass windows and door. Everything was see-through. And he recommended that. And I'm so grateful because we had a chat. I also thought about the idea of, wow, I'm in Italy, but if I weren't able to speak English, I wouldn't have spoken to that guy. And he wouldn't have recommended that place. And I probably would have just skipped it. I wouldn't have visited it, but he was so passionate about it. He said, oh, you must go, you must see it. If you don't have much time, that's perfect because it's not very far from here. It was like 20 minutes-ish. Wow, got to use my English knowledge far more in an actual city, in a real life context compared to probably another city in Italy. So I've also shown you in one of my past videos the report of the annual considerations and the level of English people speak around the globe. I highly recommend it, and there the Italian ranking wasn't very high, and I feel like I have to make also a distinction. Italy is not homogeneous. Italy is so different. No matter where you are. And of course, there are many things which are also similar. But you know, if I truly think about it, I am quite convinced, and I'll keep visiting Italy and I'll update you on this, but the more places I see, the more you can feel it, you can sense this different approach, this different temperament that people have. Also, I'd like to say that usually people from northern countries, such as me, because I'm Polish, and people from northern, regions, they're considered always cold. But in my case, they've all been very, very nice. And there is a distance, which I totally understand. I'm also a fan. Let me know what you think about this. And if you visited Europe, if you felt this difference. In Poland and also in northern Italy, people are a bit more distant and they're not so warm, so welcoming as in Rome or southern Italy. But at the same time, I didn't notice any impoliteness. I didn't notice any coldness that would be, unkind. I've noticed just this kind of distance, which is a bit more tangible compared to Rome. In Rome, you're somebody's friend the moment they see you, if they are, Roman. Let me know if you've ever visited Milan. By the way, the concert, I've seen Motionless in White. I am a big, big fan, and the concert was fantastic. And I've probably hardly ever mentioned it recently, but I'm a big metal music lover, so that concert was phenomenal. And I know it's a bit of a different video, but I just wanted to film something a bit more casual, and Milan was great. I'm definitely looking forward to visiting it again. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you my Venice vlog, which was a bit more detailed. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!